ये है आपका अपना सब रंग 94.7 FM।
सब रंग रेडियो 94.7 FM ਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਲਿਸਨਰਸ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਫਿਰ ਤੋਂ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਦਾ ਜੀ। ਮੈਂ ਰਜੇਸ਼ ਤੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ 'ਚ ਸਾਡੇ ਦੋਸਤ ਨੇ ਜੀ ਮਨਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਪਿਆਸਾ ਜੀ ਤੇ ਜਲਾਲ ਜੀ। ਸੋ ਆਪਾਂ ਤਿੰਨੋਂ ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਰਨ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਇੱਕ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲ ਗੈਸਟ ਨੇ। 26 ਜਨਵਰੀ ਦੇ ਮੌਕੇ ਤੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਇਵੈਲੂਏਟ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਵੀ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਤੱਕ ਪਹੁੰਚਿਆ ਆਫਟਰ ਦਾ ਬਾਬਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਕਨਸਟੀਟਿਊਸ਼ਨ ਲਿਖ ਕੇ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਸੀ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਤਰੀਕ ਤੋਂ ਲਾਗੂ ਹੋਇਆ, ਰਿਪਬਲਿਕ ਡੇ ਬਣ ਗਿਆ, ਸਾਡਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਬਣ ਗਿਆ ਇੱਕ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ। ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆਪਣੇ
ਕਹਾਂਗੇ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਖਟਿਆ ਕੀ ਗਵਾਇਆ
ਜੀ ਬਰੀਫ ਕਿ ਵੀ ਇੰਨੇ ਸਾਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਤੱਕ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਆ, ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਕੀਆਂ ਗਈਆਂ। ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਵੀ ਮਿਲੇਨੀਅਮ ਡਿਵੈਲਪਮੈਂਟ ਗੋਲ ਬਾਰੇ ਵੀ ਪੌਲ ਕੋ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਆਪਾਂ ਪੁੱਛਦੇ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਹਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਵੀ ਕਾਫੀ ਐਕਟਿਵਲੀ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ। ਸੋ ਪੌਲ, ਬਿਫੋਰ asking you last question, I think give us little bit about the millennium development goal also, like what you want to say in brief.
Millennium development goals, as you know, have started around 2000, and they have said that they will halve the poverty what it was existing then, and they will make sure girl child education, the level of extreme poverty and the hunger, maternal mortality, and then also aid from northern countries to southern countries will increase. So several indicators they have put in this, and also women, in all this, women will be women's education, women's life, and women's health will be strengthened. These are the clear goals they have set at that time. And now that 2015, this first phase of the target set for the Millennium Development Goals is coming to an end, and a new set of goals are going to be designed by the UN. Now, unfortunately, the issues of the marginalized and vulnerable are not sufficiently being addressed in this new frame. They have not been addressed in the old frame, and they are continuing to be silent a little. Of course, they are saying now, leave no one behind is the slogan which the new group in UN is bringing up. But what we are saying is just don't very generalize it. Each country, first of all, should identify who their most vulnerable groups are. Most vulnerable groups, not because they are not working hard, or they are on their own, they are becoming poor and homeless, but society and the state government as a whole, responsibility towards the vulnerable communities who are now becoming homeless, who are not having sufficient shelter, who are not having sufficient jobs and wages, and who are not having other access to basic amenities in this country. So this is what we are also linking together with other human rights organizations and other minority organizations, especially across the world, and saying that in this new frame that we must also measure not just only the majority. Like for example, in Canada, there are several multicultural identities who need to be protected. Like like indigenous community, like African descent community, like other Hispanic and other country people who have come from Latin America. I think these communities and their rights also have to be protected, and their health, their education, employment has to be monitored, so that there is an overall development of all the communities rather than only the dominant in that particular country. In every country, I think in our country we have a dominant community which alone measures their development. So this is one area we are also negotiating and putting certain demands in the process at the UN level for a more comprehensive development of each country.
Yes.
So thanks for the elaborately discussing these things. So my last question probably may be that because India is a diverse cultural society, and in that society there are many minorities, like religious minorities, then we can say the ethnic minorities, just like scheduled castes and then scheduled tribes, and as you mentioned, untouchabilities. In religious minorities we can say Muslims, Sikhs, Buddhists, because I am not going to touch today the Article 25, but still we consider that Buddhists, Jains, and other all sections of the society are incorporated in the minority, religious minorities. So what will be your message to them?
I think one in every country, first primarily the majority community has a basic responsibility for the overall protection and promotion of the rights of the minority. I think this is one major message that we have to have. We can't say that, whichever is the thing that Canada is only for the white, America is only for the Anglo-Saxon white, Caucasian people, or Germany is only for the Germany speaking. No, we have to recognize that America, Canada, Germany, US, UK, and India have all benefited from the contribution and the servitude of several minority communities who have received wages, who have not had access to land. So if they are citizens, and first of all we must ensure that they have full citizen status, and they need this kind of promotion. So that's the responsibility of the majority. Now what is the kind of a responsibility of the minority? I think minority also need to assert their rights more and more, and not think that they are minor and therefore they don't have any power. So therefore they can give up their rights, or they can give up their fight. It is necessary that minority, in as much as we want to live in peace, we must have peace and justice together. So how do we build peace and justice and still assert the rights? I think it's a very, very major aspect. And finally, one aspect I think that is all of us will have to learn. There is sometimes the danger of minority community internalizing the negative images that the majority community is forcing on us. So if the majority community in India tells the Dalits, you don't have merit, but the Dalits have to reject that. No, it is not a question of merit. It is a question of not giving me enough opportunities. If I have enough opportunities, my merit will be equal, or my merit sometimes will be more, because despite all the hard circumstances, I have managed to come and learn to speak well, learn to do well, learn to perform well. So I think this third thing is also very important. We have to reject minority, we have to reject all forms of negative imagery that is being forced on us every day, that these people are lazy, they are drinking, they are not abiding law, they are beating their wives. This kind of a negative thing that is always forced on us is also we should reject, and then say we are equal human beings, we are more beautiful, or we are equally beautiful human beings, and we have a right to live equally.
Very well said, Paul. I think that's the message we should give to people. Like even though because always the blame on the minorities, like they are not behaving well, they are not following laws and all these things. It's not problem in India only. We face some problem, not like India, but little bit. Sometimes our people raise these kind of concerns in Calgary, Canada as well. Like they are also feel like we are not treated equally, but that's very, very less. We can't compare with India at
in nutshell, I will say verse. शर्त आज़ादी है, आज़ादी की चंद पाबंदियाँ. So there are the aspirations and there are the rights, and everybody has to follow both, whether it is minority or it is majority.
Yes. So Paul, anything before we let you leave, because it's very late over there, so you want to give any message to our listeners?
I think your listeners are really wonderful, and congratulations on the way that you are able to mix both broader advertisement and on issues like these. I think this is very, very important, and I would congratulate you for continuing to have these messages in the public reach. Many times such messages are very, very rare, so please keep it on, and welcome the listeners who are encouraging you in this way.
Thank you very much, Jai Bhim, and good night.
Jai Bhim. Jai Bhim. Thank you, Manjeet.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jalal.
Thank you, Jai Bhim.
ਗੁੱਡ ਨਾਈਟ। ਸੋ ਇਹ ਸੀਗੇ ਜੀ ਪੌਲ ਦਿਵਾਕਰ ਜੀ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਆਪਾਂ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਤੋਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ। ਕਾਫੀ ਲੰਬੀ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਹੋ ਗਈ, ਹਾਲਾਂਕਿ ਕਾਫੀ ਹੋਰ ਲੰਬੀ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ, ਪਰ ਟਾਈਮ ਬਹੁਤ ਥੋੜਾ ਹਲੇ। ਆਪਾਂ ਜਲਾਲ ਵੀ ਆਏ ਨੇ, ਜਲਾਲ ਵੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇੰਟਰਸਟਿੰਗ ਸੌਂਗਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਥੋੜਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨਗੇ, ਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਕੁਝ ਲੋਕਲ ਨਿਊਜ਼ ਤੇ ਵੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ। ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਛੋਟੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਫਿਰ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਵਾਪਸ ਮਿਲਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਸਬਰੰਗ ਰੇਡੀਓ 94.7 FM ਤੇ।
ਪੰਜਾਬੀਅਤ ਦੀ ਮਸਤੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਵੋ ਮਲੰਗ 24 ਘੰਟੇ 7 ਦਿਨ ਸਭ ਰੰਗ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ। ਸਬਰੰਗ ਰੇਡੀਓ 94.7 FM।